Welcome everyone to our council meeting for Monday, April 23rd. Note to members of the public, all cell phones, pagers, and/or PDAs to be turned off. Additionally, for your information, please be advised that we are audio-video recording this meeting. Before the singing of O Canada and opening petition by Councillor Trombetta, as we stand here tonight listening to the opening petition, shall we all say a prayer for the people of Toronto and the tragic event that unfolded this afternoon. So we all rise for the singing of O Canada and remain standing for the opening petition by Councillor Trombetta. Councillor Balsman. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Councillor Trombetta, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We gather to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment, keeping ourselves impartial and neutral, as we consider the merits and pitfalls of each matter that is placed before us, and always act in accordance with what's best in our community and fellow citizens. Amen.
Please be seated. Okay, well, very well done. Councillors, introduction of our new CAO. Tonight, the Corporation of the Township of West Lincoln is pleased to welcome Mrs. Beverly Hendry as our new Chief Administrative Officer to her first official council meeting tonight. Mrs. Hendry comes to West Lincoln from the city of Oshawa, where she has served as the Commissioner of Corporate Services since 2014. Previously, Bev spent 9 years as the CAO for the Township of Scugog, and she has also worked for the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing and the Ministry of Consumer and Commercial Relations. And lastly, Bev is also the past president of the Ontario Municipal Administrators Association. Mrs. Hendry is a proven, effective, and enthusiastic leader with many years of municipal government management experience, and her work at the provincial and municipal levels will make her a strong contributor to the Township of West Lincoln as we pursue our strategic goals. Please join West Lincoln Council in welcoming Mrs. Beverly Hendry to the Township of West Lincoln as our new CAO. Congratulations. We'll move on to change in order of items on the agenda. Is there any members of council who would like to change the order? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, we'll now move on to disclosure of pecuniary interest and/or conflict of interest. Note items for which conflicts were recently declared at committee meetings. 1. Planning, Building, Environmental Committee, Councillor Terry Bell, public meeting regarding Phelps Homes appeal to the Ontario Municipal Board. And 2. Item P4918, which is a technical report number PD022R18, Wade Road removal of holding, residential R1B zoning, and OMB appeal, Part Lot 8, Plan M97, OMB file PL170875, related to Township File B10 2017 WL. Councillor Bell lives within a radius of 120 meters of the proposed Wade Road building lot, being directly north of the walk bridge on the west side of Wade Road. And secondly, my conflict, Administration, Finance, Fire Committee, Mayor Joyner, item A4618, subset 4, report WLFD 0618, which is a draft regulations on mandatory training and certification for firefighters. I have conflict as my brother is a member of the West Lincoln Station 1 Fire Department. Is there any other conflict of interest or pecuniary interest? Madam Clerk, I see no one. Number 5, we'll move on to request to address items on the agenda. Is there any members of the gallery who wish to address items on tonight's agenda? Seeing none, Madam Clerk. Thank you for that. I'm sorry I forgot to remind everyone that Councillor Bell is ill tonight. He sends his regrets. Okay. There are no appointments or presentations. We'll move on to confirmation minutes. Council minutes, regular re-March 26, 2018. Councillor Balsma, you have that resolution, please.
I do. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Trombetta that the minutes of March 26, 2018 regular council meeting be accepted.
Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Balsma and seconded by Councillor Trombetta. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. B, public meetings under the Planning Act, April 9, 2018 minutes. Councillor Gannan, you have that resolution, please.
I do, thank you. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Trombetta that the minutes of the public meeting held on April 9th, 2018, under Sections 34 and 51 of the Planning Act, with respect to A, zoning bylaw amendment 1333673 Ontario Limited, Robert Smith, file number 1601-003-18. B, draft plan of condominium and zoning bylaw amendment Mars Home Holdings, Block 47 being part of Old Town Gateway Estate, Smithville Station, files number 2100-085-17 condo and 1601-006-18. And C, zoning bylaw amendment 2557795 Ontario Inc., Roman Itzkovich, medical marijuana growing facility, file number 1601-001-18 be accepted.
Thank you. Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Gannan and seconded by Councillor Trombetta. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the vote. All those in favor, and that is carried. Thank you. And C, public meetings for a planning matter. Phelps Homes OMB appeal, Wade Road Lot, April 9, 2018 minutes. Councillor Rayner, you have that resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Trombetta that the minutes of the public meeting held on April the 9th, 2018 in relation to zoning bylaw 2011-96 with respect to A, Ontario Municipal Appeal to the Township's Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw, Phelps Homes, Wade Road Lot be accepted.
Thank you. Again, councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Rayner and seconded by Councillor Trombetta. Very busy councillor tonight, seconding all three of those. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor, and that is carried. If he was here, yep. Okay, thank you, councillors. We'll move on to communications. There are no communications for tonight. Next is Mayor's Remarks. Here are my Mayor's Remarks for the month of April 2018. And the first piece of correspondence that I would like to read out tonight at Council comes from the Niagara Regional Labour Council. Dear Mayor Joyner, on April 28th, the Niagara Regional Labour Council will observe the National Day of Mourning to remember those who have suffered and died on the job, as we remember those who have died in the workplace catastrophes, those who have been exposed to toxic substances, and those who have been injured due to dangerous work conditions. We rededicate ourselves to fight for safe workplaces. Therefore, as we approach April 28th, we are requesting that City Council consider and issue a proclamation with respect to the National Day of Mourning. We also invite you, your council and staff, to attend the Niagara Regional Day of Mourning ceremony being held at the Niagara Region headquarters on Sir Isaac Brock Way in Thorold. We are also requesting that all flags be flown at half-mast at City Hall on the 28th. As we remember those who have been injured and killed, we must renew our fight for the living, and we must organize and mobilize for safe jobs. Thank you in advance, Luann Binning. For the week of April 15th to the 21st, it was National Volunteer Week 2018. National Volunteer Week is a time to celebrate and thank Canada's 12.7 million volunteers. This year's theme, celebrate the value of volunteering, building confidence, competence, connections, and community. Volunteering is often seen as a selfless act. A person gives their time, skills, experience, and passion to help others without expecting anything in return. And while volunteering is a form of service, many volunteers will tell you that you get more than you give. From opportunities to develop new skills to finding deep and meaningful personal connections, the magic of volunteering is that it creates social and economic value for all. At this time, on behalf of West Lincoln Council, I would personally like to thank and congratulate the hundreds of volunteers here in the Township of West Lincoln who give up their valuable time to volunteer for the countless organizations and committees throughout this great township. From the bottom of our hearts, we say thank you, and you simply make the Township of West Lincoln a better, more compassionate community. Next, from the Niagara Region Garbage, Recycling, and Organics Department, I've been asked to remind West Lincoln residents that they can place their used batteries at the curb throughout the week, this week of April 23rd to the 27th for collection during their regulation collection day. Residents must live in a single-family home or multi-family home with less than 6 units. There is only 2 types of batteries that are not accepted for curbside pickup, and that's car batteries and leaking batteries. Batteries not accepted in the curbside collection can be dropped off at a household hazardous waste depot across Niagara. And lastly, Mr. Rob McIsaac, President and CAO for Hamilton Health Sciences, sent out a brief update today to keep our community leaders informed about important Hamilton Health Sciences news. In bold letters at the top of the page, it reads, Lynn endorses HHS long-range vision. Hamilton Health Sciences is planning to expand and modernize the Juravinski Hospital and Cancer Center and rebuild West Lincoln Memorial Hospital in Grimsby. Hamilton Health Sciences has reached a project milestone in late February with an endorsement from the Local Health Integration Network for our long-range programs and services vision, and has now submitted a detailed facilities plan to the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. Hamilton Health Sciences has an anticipated timeline of approximately 5 years to begin construction, pending ministry approvals and funding. West Lincoln Memorial would be built from the ground up with a focus on short stay and day services. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my remarks for the month of April. Thank you. We'll move on to report of committee. 10A, Planning, Building, Environmental Committee, April 9, 2018 minutes. Confidential minutes are under separate cover. Councillor Chichuk, you have that resolution, please.
I do, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Trombetta that the minutes of the open session portion of April 9th, 2018 Planning, Building, Environmental Committee meeting be accepted and the recommendations contained therein be approved with the exception of item P45-18. And that the confidential minutes relating to the closed session portion of the April 9th, 2018 Planning, Building, Environmental Committee meeting be accepted, and the minutes remain confidential and restricted from the public disclosure in accordance with the exemption provided in the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act.
Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Chichuk and seconded by Councillor Trombetta. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Okay. Councillor Trombetta, you have item P45-18, St. Martin's School. Okay, thank you. Councillor Trombetta?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Ganan. That item P45-18 from the April 9, 2018 Planning, Building, Environmental Committee meeting be approved. Item P45-18 Niagara Catholic District School Board proposal for disposition of surplus real property is received for information, Mr. Mayor.
Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Trombetta and seconded by Councillor Ganan. Madam Clerk, can you please explain why this is before us here tonight?
Through you to members of council, we had put correspondence on the agenda and it was received for information. However, since that time information has come forward, we would request that council refer it to staff for further review, and then we'll be reporting back. And I would have a referral motion if we could get a mover and a seconder.
Councillor Chichuk, would you sign that, please?
I would be happy to.
Councillor, can you second it, Councillor Trombetta, for the 5th time tonight?
He's seconding everything tonight. Click your pen open. Click your pen open, Councillor.
Thank you.
Probably the last second I have tonight.
Councilors, the referral, not deferral, right, Madam Clerk? Referral? The referral is that the item P4518 be referred to staff for further review. Comments or questions? Seeing none. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. So, Madam Clerk, the first one that I was handed, I do nothing with, right? Okay. Referred. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to 10B, Administration Finance Fire Committee, April 16, 2018 minutes. Confidential minutes are under separate cover. That resolution is coming from Councillor Bosma, please.
Correct. Moved by myself and seconded by, wait for it, Councillor Gann. That the minutes of the open session portion of the Admin, Fire, and Finance Committee meeting held on April 16, 2018 be accepted, and that the recommendations contained therein be approved with the exception of items A48-18, A46-18-4, and any others, that the confidential minutes relating to the closed session portion of the April 16, 2018 Admin, Finance, Fire Committee meeting be accepted, and that the minutes remain confidential and restricted from public disclosure in accordance with the exemptions provided in Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act.
Thank you. Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Bosma, second by Councillor Gann. Is there any questions or comments at this time? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, thank you. Councillor Bosma, you have A4818, which is a slow pitch request. This request needs an amendment. Can you please read that out, please, sir?
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Gann. That item A48-18 from the April 16, 2018 Admin, Finance, Fire Committee meeting be approved. Item A reads, item A48-18, that the correspondence from the Smithville Co-ed Slow Pitch League dated April 10, 2018, requesting the waiving of fees for the use of one ball diamond without lights for 3 hours for $61.80, including HST, on June 23, 2018, for a fundraiser to buy new bases be received, and that the cost be expensed to the corporate sponsorship account 1-02-02502-5300. 003. There's 3 zeros in there.
Okay. Councillors, you've heard the resolution, the amendment moved by Councillor Bosma and second by Councillor Gann. Madam Clerk, would you wish to speak?
Through members of council, we recognize, or rather, I would recognize that in doing the minutes, I neglected to put the word supported in. Therefore, we need an amendment to include that, as that was the intent of council. So the motion to amend reads as follows: that item A4818 from the April 16th Administration Finance Fire Committee meeting be amended by adding the words "and supported" immediately following the word "received." So if we could have a mover and a seconder to make that correction.
Councillor Rainer, do you want to sign this one, or do you want? Raise your hand. Well, thank you. Do we need to read this again?
No.
I think it was as read by the clerk.
Thank you, councillors. Moved by Councillor Chichuk, second by Councillor Rainer. Is there any questions or comments? Councillor. It's a lot of numbers. Any other questions or comments? I will vote on the amendment. All those in favor? That is carried. Now the original motion as amended. All those in favor? And that is carried. I apologize that I did not ask if there's any questions or comments, but it's all in favor. Thank you. Councillor Chichuk, would you take the chair, please, for Public Works Recreation Arena Committee?
Where did you want me to?
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. We're still on 10B. This is my conflict, A4618. Would you mind taking the chair, please?
Well, the clerk said I had to jump up. So. Watch. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Councillor Gann has it. Councillor Ganaan, you have the motion for 10B, the mayor's conflict.
I do, thank you. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Bilsma that item A46-18-4 from the April 16th, 2018 Administration Finance Fire Committee meeting be approved. And item A is item A46-18-4, recommendation number 2, that report WLFD-06-18 read draft regulations on mandatory training and certification for firefighters dated April 16th, 2018 be received for information.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillors, you've heard the motion moved by Councillor Ganaan and seconded by Councillor Bilsma. They don't write better on that side than we do. No, I just thought I'd say that. Are there any comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? That motion carries.
Thank you, Councillor.
Happy to oblige.
We will now move on to 10C, Public Works Recreation Arena Committee, April 16, 2018 minutes. Councilor Trombetta, you have that resolution, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Rayner that the minutes of the Public Works Recreation Arena Committee meeting being held on April 16, 2018 be accepted and that the recommendations contained therein be approved with the exception of item PW 16-18.
Thank you. Councilors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councilor Trombetta and seconded by Councilor Rayner. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Councilor Bilsma, you have the next one, please. Item PW 1618, sidewalk tender. Councilor Rayner, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Chichok that item PW 16-18 from the April 16, 2018 Public Works Recreation Arena Committee meeting be approved. Item PW 16-18, number 1, that report RFD PW-11-2018 re-sidewalk tender authorization dated April the 16th, 2018 be received. And 2, the council accept the tender submission of Gabak Construction Limited for the road restoration work in the amount of $69,525 plus HST. And 3, council approves a total project budget including contingencies of $84,525 plus HST. And 4, that a bylaw be passed to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter in an agreement with Gabak Construction Limited.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Rayner and seconded by Councillor Chichok. Is there any questions or comments? Madam Clerk.
Through you to members of council. In recommendation number 2 of that report, there's a reference to road restoration where it should indicate sidewalk replacement. Therefore, we need an amendment to make that change, and it was simply a transposition error. So if we could have a mover and a seconder for that amendment.
Yep, I'll take it.
You want the amendment?
Madam CEO, can you move that to Councillor Ganaan and Councillor Bilsma? Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by, the amendment, sorry, moved by Councillor Ganaan and seconded by Councillor Bilsma. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Now the original motion as amended. Questions or comments? All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. Can you kind of sort of tell that there's a Maple Leaf game going on tonight? Councilors, the definition for reconsideration and notice of motion to rescind is there for your viewing pleasure. We'll move on to 13A, other business. Director of Planning and Building, Mr. Brian Treble, is here, or is in the gallery to speak to recommendation report PD 06918, authorization to widen easement relating to the pre-servicing agreement with Mars Homes Smithville Station Incorporated. Councillor Ganaan, can you read out the resolution and get this on the table, please?
I will. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Bilsma. One, that report PD 069-18 regarding authorization to widen easement relating to the pre-servicing agreement with Mars Homes, Smithville Station, Inc., dated April 23rd, 2018, be received. And two, that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to sign and execute all documents required to accept a 9-meter wide easement in favor of the township and to remove the existing 6-meter wide easement from title.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillors, you've heard the resolution moved by Councillor Gann and second by Councillor Balsma. Mr. Treble, did you want to give us a brief overview of this, or is it self-explanatory?
Mr. Mayor, I'm here to answer any questions that council might have, but it's really just to correct a width deficiency. There was an easement put in place in 2007, and it needs to be increased from 6 meters to 9 meters, and seems quite appropriate to do so.
Okay, thank you for that commentary. Is there any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. Members of council, council remarks. I'll start to my left, your right. Councillor Rayner? Okay, thank you. Councillor Trombetta? Thank you. Councillor Chichuk?
Well, I think I have to say something, Mr. Mayor, in as far as last week was National Volunteer Week, and I have to admit that both Wellandport and the township, or the town of Smithville, both look incredibly good all the time, but they look even better now because of the volunteers. And I know that the Mayor's Youth Task Force collected 6 or 8 bags of garbage.
6 bags of garbage?
6 bags of garbage, and that a group from the Kiwanis, the newly formed Kiwanis, and I see our leader of the Kiwanis is here in the audience, so thank you to you and to the people who volunteered from Kiwanis and anyone else, because I know there were a couple little guys running around downtown. But I drove through town slowly, both Wellandport and here, and there was no garbage to be seen. So 13 bags, plus the
Very
2 that
good.
are still sitting downtown that I saw this morning. But anyway, I have to admit, it was fun. Councillor Gann was there. I was there for a while myself, and it certainly makes a big difference in the impression that the town gives to everyone. So
Absolutely.
good kudos to everyone.
Thank you, Councillor. I could not bend Sunday morning. I don't know about you, but I had a tough time getting out of bed. Councillor Gann?
No, I think that Councillor Chichok said it all. I was going to give a little bit of kudos to the newly formed Kiwanis Club for that. It was a really nice morning to be out there to do that, and I think people recognized it and appreciated it.
Yeah.
And I also spotted that there were still a couple of bags left on the corner that maybe somebody from the township might be able to take a look at some point, but it was a good day.
Yeah. Thank you, Councillor. Go ahead, Councillor Bosma. I'm sorry.
I'm just thankful that spring arrived.
True enough. I want to say that it was actually 8 bags. It was 6 out in Wellandport, and the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee, the young ladies did Smithville with my executive assistant, Jackie Thrower, so we actually did do eight bags, but
You
kudos
can't
to...
count the ones from your driveway.
No. Kudos to everyone who actually got out and around Wellandport and Smithville and did this. And you're absolutely right, Councillor. It looks so much cleaner. And to top it off, we had the street cleaners go by today, too, as well. So we'll be sure to get those out to K-Stewart and Wellandport real soon, too, as well. Councillors, do you want to speak any bit? Councillor Chichuk, do you want to speak about the Fun Family Farm Day?
Oh.
You're on. Your mic is on.
Thank you. Well, actually, Farm Day on Saturday was very well attended for its first opportunity to the OFA sponsored an event at the fairgrounds, and there was all kinds of farm animals to be seen and enjoyed by the children and their parents, as well as a number of speakers and people that were showing how you could weave and do special things with fabrics coming from the animals that were over in the barn. And unfortunately, the 4-H trailer didn't make it because it didn't get its final approval, but the food was there, and I saw the mayor licking his lips, enjoying a chocolate milkshake. So he and about 300 other milkshakes went out the door that day, and I think there was only 200 people. But no, it was a great day. Everybody had a good time. It's great to see that facility being used, and it's great to see the fact that kids have now got someplace in West Lincoln to come and see animals other than on our farms.
Yep, absolutely. Everybody was represented there. Every
Everybody.
commodity. the Sugar Bush people were there, the people
Pork
who,
producers.
pork, and the people who produce honey,
Yeah.
they were there, and it was very, there was a lot of good information there, absolutely. There was an actual 3D of a farm from Saskatchewan. You put on these set of Googles there, and you just watch the show. It was amazing. You thought you were driving the combine. That's how cool it was. So, really good show. Thanks, everyone
I'm
from
glad
the
we
North
impressed
Niagara.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank everybody from the North Niagara
Federation.
Agriculture Federation too as well.
Yep.
I also just want to remind folks at home and councillors that this Saturday also at the West Niagara Egg Centre will be the Ontario Alpaca Show. And this is kind of cool because they could go anywhere, but they've decided to come to West Lincoln and the West Niagara Egg Centre. And I'm
5 years.
being told that there's going to be a lot of people from all across Ontario there this Saturday. So it's not only Saturday, it's Saturday the 28th and the 29th Sunday too as well. So councillors, if you can just make a quick appearance there, it'd be greatly appreciated. Okay? Those are our remarks, council remarks for the month of April. We will move on to new items of business, only for items that require immediate attention or direction from council, and must first approve a motion to introduce a new item of business. Are there any new items of business, councillors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk. We will now move on to bylaws. The bylaws will be read out by Councillor Rayner, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do you actually want me to read them out?
No,
I'm used
just-
to I'm used to doing that, and
No,
I'd
just-
rather do that because it says I have
As
to
read,
read
Mr.
it.
Mayor.
It said read a first time, but if I don't say it, then I haven't read it.
Just the numbers 1, 2, 3, please.
All right. Moved by myself and second by Councillor Trombetta for the sixth time. That leave be granted to introduce bylaws 2018-29, 2018-30, 2018-31, 2018-32, 2018-33, 2018-34, 2018-35, 2018-36, 2018-37, 2018-39, 2018-39, 40, and 2018-41, and that the same shall be considered to have been read a first, a second, and a third time with one reading and are hereby adopted. And that the mayor clerk be and is hereby authorized to sign and affix the corporate seal thereto. Any rule of this council to the contrary is notwithstanding.
Very good. Councillors, you've heard the resolution. Moved by Councillor Rayner and second by Councillor Trombetta. Is there any questions or comments? No? I would just like to just make a comment actually and say that bylaw 2018-30, which is the site plan agreement between the corporation and the township of West Lincoln and Big Country Raw for lands described there within a new business coming, well, they're already in West Lincoln, but they'll be moving into our industrial park. And also it's very good to see that bylaw 2018-31, which is a bylaw to authorize a site plan agreement between the corporation of West Lincoln and Van Ryn Enterprises, better known as VRE. This company on South Grimsby Road 12, across from Superior Propane, is absolutely booming right now. They cannot get enough employees with all of the agriculture and horticulture that is going on, namely the cannabis industry. They are just making racks to beat the band. So it looks good. I think it's very positive for economy here in West Lincoln. So I just wanted to make those two quick comments about our bylaws. So, moved by Councillor Rayner and second by Councillor Trombetta. Seeing that there's no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Okay. Type one number.
Where is that typo?
2018-35 says you're going to sing them.
Ooh. I'm going to sing and execute all the necessary documents. Who am I going to do that to?
No.
Did you hear me do "O Canada"? You don't want that.
I'll wear that one.
Well, yeah.
I have authority to fix typos.
Yeah.
So if I would have been allowed to read these?
Uh-huh.
You could have sung them.
We caught it.
All right.
We're all good. All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Yeah, the mayor's not singing anything really, other than "O Canada." Okay, so there are no confidential matters tonight. So the mayor's declared the meeting adjourned at the hour of 7:35. Good night. Everybody have a great night. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Game 7 is coming up.